they've been knowing about dude for quite some time, at least 20. They've been doing interviews, writing.
They've been being familiar with man for a long while, something like 20. You've been doing interviews, composing books. Hasn't this case been tackled well if you somehow manage to ask me? I would agree that it is delicate. I would agree that it's delicate, yet unprosecuted police held on to numerous things, including PC stockpiling gadgets, notes, photographs, and other documentation. In his genuine meeting to the satire publicity news show, 2Pac's stepbrother Maurice Shakur, also called Mo Prem, shared his response to news in regards to new warrant. As per Ma Prem, he fails to see the reason why it took for the police such a long time to at long last search for more proof, in light of the fact that, as he referenced, the genuine guilty party behind gunning his sibling down has been known this whole time. They am simply confounded. Generally speaking, howdy everybody, and welcome back to Celeb Live channel. Albeit the police had referenced before that the careful examination of Tupac's grievous end will take some time, certain individuals, including the late rapper's Adas, doesn't have the foggiest idea about why Laffy calls for greater investment on the off chance that there is sufficient proof against the supposed offender of this story. Specialist took various PCs and iPads and DN what they portrayed as a tub of photos thanks to one of his mom's relationships. Tupac had a more seasoned stepbrother, Mayprim Harding, who might later go by the last name Shakur. Despite the fact that Tupac and Moprem's folks ended up getting separated from, they actually believed themselves to be siblings and stayed close up until the second that the unbelievable rappers and Moprem currently demonstrated this by spilling a few beans out two loads transitory sentiment with Madonna. Yet presently, he's giving us more than tattles about the late rapper's dating life, and in his new meeting, he communicated his perspectives on the respite and presently recently resumed examination of his sibling's shooting, and as per Moprem, the police examination can back up the thing Tupac as attempting to express something to his sibling before his taking his final gasp. He was taking a gander at me and my sister went in to see him, and he was attempting to let me know something. He was the strange instance of who gunned Tupac's happened. Driving years has been opened again almost 30 years after the rapper's homicide, and because of a court order, police had found numerous already undisclosed materials that could guide them toward individual who coordinated the whole thing. On Tuesday, July 18, 2023, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Office gave a court order in association with the 1996 unfortunate episode upon appearance to the place of Dwayne Davis, otherwise called Kiki D. The official ventured onto a Fortune Island on the grounds that evidently Kifidi's home was utilized to store all compromising materials, including the shot to continuously see our kin hold little keepsakes from specific circumstances. So since QV is assisting the police with each digging to the foundations of this case, it's far-fetched that he's straightforwardly involved, and as Tupac's sibling suspects the ex-hoodlum is attempting to point the police in the correct course, the slugs are presently to be tried by a scientific specialist to decide if they are the very that were utilized to weapon down the rap legend in 1996. As one of the officials expressed, microfibers are buildups from the weapon, or the slug could end up being joined. There is no data yet on the historical backdrop of the projectiles, how old they are, or their importance, and it will require an investment to evaluate how the slugs assume a part for this situation. As numerous others, Tupac's sibling Moprem doesn't completely accept that the supposed suspect of the shooting, fellow named Orlando Anderson, was dealing with his own and had any motivation and to kill Tupac, and he is fretful for the main authority report for this situation. The beneficial thing about it is that individuals going to record against something straightforwardly from the fan now. As you most likely are aware, Orlando Anderson didn't actually get the opportunity to show up in court and face the ramifications for making those deadly shots, since this person died several years in the wake of pulling the trigger and end the rap legend's life, and the conditions of his own end were somewhat questionable, as Tupac's sibling uncovered in his meeting with Parody Publicity. He was unable to comprehend the reason why the examination was postponed and put of respite for very nearly 30 years, particularly considering the way that the roads are talking. And there's one individual who everybody considers liable in 2Pac's and convenient end in 27 years. 27 years. They've been being familiar with fella for a long while, with new subtleties becoming an integral factor, the police say. eye examination can keep going for a really long time or even a very long time, as how much proof they had found in Keffi D's home is essentially tremendous, and despite the fact that everybody appears to concur that there's one scandalous music maker named Diddy who will possibly go down because of the examination, the police can't just burst into his home in light of the fact that many individuals continue to express he's at fault. A previous PC, Greg Caden, guaranteed that Grammy Grant-winning spec Eyeless and Diddycoms was answerable for recruiting a group to shoot his industry foe Tupac Shakur. And presently, when the case has a significant advancement, Mo Outline welcomes everybody to snatch popcorn and watch Diddy go to prison for this. People pulling the strings know you realize there's something happening. I don't have the foggiest idea what it is. Nevertheless, similar to I said, because of his own examination in 2015, Greg Kading made a tell-all narrative utilizing police case documents taped to demissions until recently never displayed to the general population, and meetings with lead investigator and different observers. The movie includes a 2008 meeting with Keffi D where he professes to have heard Diddy pronounce in a room brimming with posse numbers that give anything for Tupac's head anyway. Even after that, Diddy wasn't accused of anything due to his impact and influence. There's a ton of influence, that multitude of gatherings included, that is a ton of endlessly influence ruins many fans concur with Tupac's sibling that the examination was purposefully slowed down, and they accept that specific figures had benefited sufficient on the rap legend's end. As one individual remarked, the motivation behind why this case is progressing is on the grounds that the guardians and degenerate regulation specialists are as yet bringing in cash off of Tupac's end. And another client added, hard to settle violations when those around the case are quiet, yet on the off chance that the roads keep cute. It seems like the recently found proof might reveal more insight into the story in light of the fact that the officials have tracked down enough, uncovering things subsequent to looking through QV's home, and in spite of the fact that it's said that the examination could require long stretches of time, Tupac's sibling is cheerful and eased to at last see this case pushing ahead after just about 30 years of being on stop. He additionally indicated that specific strong figures might make serious snags to this case. There is some blockage, something going on where, the work, and it's simply not dead now. McCree accepts that the discoveries of the police are some sort of gift that the genuine guilty party had been keeping such a long time, and since Diddy would have rather not been discovered in the act and uncovered any hints prompting his contribution, he purportedly involved Keffi's home as a stockroom giggle, found lots of notes, compositions, records, and other written by hand or taught. P reports concerning TV programs, narratives, YouTube episodes, book, original copies, and films concerning the homicide of Tupac's stunner. It makes many individuals wiped out to accept that somebody was so glad for pulling off this wrongdoing, and at a similar insane enough to accumulate the assortment of nauseating trinkets. While the family and fans were lamenting, your most memorable idea would have been to dispose of all that. You understand what I'm talking about, or anyway, as Tupac's sibling accepts. The timing couldn't be better in taking into account that everybody, including Diddy, previously denoted this case